Welcome to a new lab where we are going to look at VLANs and how to assign ports to VLAN using L2 and L3 switch. We will start with L2 switch, how to create VLANs and how to assign ports to the VLANs that we have created. So to begin with, I will look for my L2 switch. We all know how to get an L2 switch. If you don't know how to get an L2 switch, just go and watch my previous video. You will discover how to navigate around packet tracer. So we'll look for the L2 switch, which I have over here. So I'll bring my L2 switch over here. Okay, so let me describe the tasks first. Assign ports to VLAN 3. Verification. Alright, so these are the tasks. These are the various tasks that I'm going to perform. So I'll create 3 VLANs. So create 3 VLANs, VLAN 10 with the IP address of 192.168.10.0. Then I'll have VLAN 15, VLAN 15, 192.168.15.0, and then I'll have VLAN 20 with the IP address of 192.168.20.0. Alright, so these are the IP addresses that I'm going to use for this particular lab. So let me look for some end devices. Okay, I'll go for this one. I will duplicate. Alright, so if you want to duplicate something, you just select it and you come to edit, you click on copy and you click on edit again, then you click paste. It's duplicated. I'll do the same thing again, paste. It has duplicated it again. Alright, so now I have 3 end devices which each represents the VLAN. Alright, now I'm going to connect these end devices. I'll pick interface 1, and then for the second I will pick interface 10, and then for the third I will take interface 15. Alright, so don't forget 1, 10, and 15. Alright, so I'll just click on the switch, go to my CLI, and then start creating the VLANs. So move to the global mode. To create a VLAN, you first of all need to be on the global mode. I explained earlier on the various modes that we have on the Cisco network devices. So we have the user mode, which is the default mode when you get access to the network device. We have the privilege mode, and then we have the global mode. So you have to be inside the global mode before you can create a VLAN. So I'll just use the command VLAN, and then I provide the VLAN's number, which is 10. See, it has changed from the global mode. It has moved to the config VLAN. So this particular mode is now a VLAN mode. I have an option to assign a name to this VLAN. First of all, let me show you how it's showing. Do show VLAN brief. Okay, so you can see this is my VLAN, and then this is the name. But like it's very dirty. It's very it doesn't look nice. It doesn't look nice. So I have to change this name to a different name. So what I'm gonna do is, while I'm still in my VLAN mode, I'll use name, and then let me assign any name. Let's say IT. Okay, let's check again. Do show VLAN brief. You can see the name has changed from this default name into the IT. All right, so I can continue with the other VLANs. I can exit to create the next VLAN, or I can maintain the same mode and then create the upcoming or the other VLANs. So let me exit VLAN 15, name, let's say human resource. Okay, sorry, name, there's no space, so I have to use underscore. All right, so it works. And then VLAN 20, I have to provide name, which is, let's say marketing. Okay, so now let's check the various VLANs I've created. So okay, do show VLAN. Okay, so now you can see I have all my 3 VLANs that I have created: VLAN 10, VLAN 15, VLAN 20. So after you have created all the 3 VLANs, the next step is to assign ports to VLAN. Okay, so how do I assign ports to my VLAN? So for this first one, okay, let me say this will be VLAN 10, then this will be VLAN 15, and this will be VLAN 20. Okay, so for the VLAN 10, what I'll do is, the port is 1 and the VLAN 15 is 10. So from fast 01 to fast 09, I will assign it to VLAN 10. Okay, so I will select the ports or the interfaces, exit, interface, range, fast 01 to 9. Okay, I will now use the command switch port mode access. Switch port access VLAN 10. No shutdown, always. So now if I check, do show VLAN brief. If I check, you now realize that the VLAN 10 has the interfaces from 1 to 9. So these interfaces belong to VLAN 10, which is the IT VLAN. The remaining one are still part of, the other VLANs don't have any ports assigned to, and the rest of the ports are still assigned to VLAN 1. So let me continue. I will do the same thing for the VLAN 15. So for VLAN 15, I know the port is 10, and the VLAN 20, the port is 15. So I'll take the interface from 10 to 14, which I'm going to assign to VLAN 15. All right. So let's do it over here. Our interface range fast 10 to 14. Switch ports mode access. Switch ports access VLAN 15. No shutdown. Okay, Let me do the same thing for the third one again. Interface range 0, 16. No, let's check to 15, sorry, to 20. Okay, switch ports, mode access, switch ports, access, VLAN 20, no shutdown. Okay, you always have to save your configuration. So now I can check. Okay, so let's look at the tasks first. So the first task has been performed. The second task also. Now I have to verify if the VLANs were created, the ports were assigned to each VLAN. So to check, I can just exit, or I'll use end to jump back to the privilege mode. I'll use show VLAN brief. Okay, so what do we have? We now realize that each VLAN we have created has now what some ports assigned to. Starting with VLAN 10 has the ports from fast 01 to fast 09. VLAN 15 has the ports from fast 010 to fast 014, and VLAN 20 has the ports from 15 to 20. So now whatever is happening in VLAN 10 here does not affect VLAN 15, does neither affect VLAN 20. It goes in both ways. So if there's a communication within this particular VLAN, these other two VLANs wouldn't be aware. If it is happening in the human resources too, the other two VLANs wouldn't be aware. So basically that's all about this video. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.